We are the band Milagres, and we're here at In Your Ear, which is a really excellent record store in Boston, and we chose some records.
And ask the nice man who takes good care of me to please craft you.
Hey, what's up? This is Paul from Milagres. The first record that I chose is Hendrix with a Band of Gypsies. The reason I love this record so much is because Buddy Miles is drumming instead of Mitch Mitchell. Hearing him with Mitch Mitchell versus Buddy Miles, I think he sounds like a completely different guitarist. And hearing Buddy Miles sing while he plays his ass off, it's just like, it's amazing. Buddy Miles is an amazing musician, and the way that Hendrix plays with him is just completely different from anything I've heard from Hendrix. So this is why I love this record, seeing a different side of a great guitarist.
So I've chosen two. The first one I chose is an album called El Dorado by Electric Light Orchestra, and it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's a concept record, but it has a little bit of that feel to it. It's a really amazing album, so if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out.
I picked a couple records. I picked this 12-inch single from Eurythmics from the movie 1984. The song is called Sex Crime, in parentheses, 1984. Probably made in around 1984.
Hey, I'm Chris. I picked two records. I picked the Beatles' White Album, and I picked mine just because of what they remind me of. So this reminds me of being in high school and driving around in my Toyota and listening to tapes, and it was my favorite record. It's probably still one of my favorite records, and it has probably my favorite Beatles song, totally underrated, called Long, Long, Long. It's a George Harrison song. It's always been one of my favorite songs, and it's beautiful and haunting, and it's a great record.
The other thing that I chose is an early 20th century composer named Igor Stravinsky, fairly well known, but he's mostly known for ballets, and this is actually some of the work from late in his career, where he switched to a style of music called serialism, and serialism is kind of like this mathematical sort of way of composing, you could say. But Stravinsky was one of the most successful at really turning it into something very emotional. If you're interested in 20th century classical music, then I would definitely check out some of his later works.
I'm going to buy a couple of 10cc records from the mid to early 70s, sheet music and the original soundtrack. Both really great records, kind of like, guys who took the whole pop format and went kind of just bored with the pop format and just made weirder kind of pop songs, like almost on the same tip as a Zappa, but to me a little more accessible.
The second thing I chose was Jesus Christ Superstar. This is a soundtrack to a musical and also a movie. It's great because the uses of odd time signatures in this are just really practical. Like, I don't like when bands kind of try to be use it as a way to be clever. Here it's because it is for a musical, there is reasons for it in terms of how the scene's going, how it makes one feel anxious, because there is that jumpiness that we're not used to since we are a Western society that's typically in either 4/4 or 3/4 or 6/8. So hearing this, it's kind of genius to me how they use odd time signatures to convey emotion. And also, growing up, going to Catholic school, I would have much preferred learning about Jesus this way, because it's seriously, it's the story of Jesus in the Bible, but he's just way more human and way more cool the way he's portrayed in this musical. So I would suggest, if you like the Bible, maybe check this out for a different perspective on it.
The other one I picked is kind of on the opposite, well, maybe sort of on the different end of the spectrum. It's Squeeze, Cool for Cats. And I love Squeeze, and they get great melodies, great songs, great pop songs, great sounds. And this reminds me of when I first moved to New York, and it was the only thing that I had on my iPod, and just bouncing around the streets. And that's how it makes me feel. It's good, bouncy, fun music. That's it. Yeah, man. 2000, yeah, definitely. 2000 something, but iPods were already invented, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so thanks. This is Milagres from In Your Ear to Record Shop. Check it out. They got some great stuff here.